How's it going, everybody? I'm the BTC Reaper. My goal on this channel is to teach you how to reap the rewards of trading, whether the price is going up or down. So we will go to the total, we'll jump to the daily, we won't spend much time, but we did get a break away from our pattern. We'll delete this. We got most of the break forward, so I will delete our pattern. We did push to that 300 EMA. That gave our altcoins a push up, but if we do not see a continued green candle tomorrow, then it's likely we will see a lower high and potentially start seeing lower lows that could bring us lower. Our VWAP is bearish, momentum is breaking down. It does have a green dot as that VWAP does want to push up. Just watch that VWAP close. If it starts to reject here, we're likely going to see altcoins make a retracement. Over on Bitcoin futures for the daily, we don't have much action here. We did try to push that value area low. Remember, we need to break and hold above that if we're going to push forward, but we won't see much momentum right now, so we'll skip ahead. Over on Bitcoin for the daily, we did push away from our rising triangle on the daily, but if we look at lower time frames, that's where this pattern is. Our stochastic is pushing up, RSI is pushing forward, VWAP does want to gain strength, momentum does have a green dot, so if VWAP stays bullish, we could see it run forward. Over on the 4 hour, we are more in this pattern here as well, so that is positive, seen on a stronger time frame. Stochastic does want to push up, RSI is pushing forward, momentum is gaining strength, VWAP is staying bullish, and money flow is bullish. If we can stay within this triangle, we do have a potential to hit 65, and that 60.5 that is, and then we could push forward from there. If we are able to hold, we'll likely retest this 300 EMA on that 2 hour. If we can break and hold above it, then we could continue further up. But if we come up to it and make a lower high, that's where the bears likely would bring us down. Stochastic is pulling back, RSI is pulling back, momentum is running, that VWAP does want to break down, and money flow is selling off, so I would exercise caution. Over on the 1 hour, we did struggle with that 300 EMA, but again, that's not the end of the world here. Momentum is breaking down, stochastic's pulling back, RSI does want to pull back, our VWAP has lower lows and lower highs, so the 1 hour is starting to favor more bearish. If that VWAP starts to favor more bearish from here on, and we reject that neutral, momentum will break down, money flow will break from green to red, and we will weaken those higher time frames and push away from this pattern. Remember, just because we have a pattern doesn't mean it's guaranteed to happen. Over on the daily for graphs, stochastic is pulling back, we have orange above blue, RSI is flat, VWAP is in the bearish territory trying to break bullish, momentum wants to push up, money flow is trying to gain strength, watch the lower time frames. That VWAP needs to break more significantly if we're going to push up. On the 4 hour, we have higher highs and higher lows on that VWAP, so that is positive, pushing momentum forward and giving money flow strength to go from red to green. Stochastic and RSI are pushing forward, so this could continue to run us up. On the 2 hour, we are above EMA, starting to see EMA crosses. This could be bullish and help push us forward, providing we can break and hold that yellow EMA. Our stochastic does want to round, momentum is pushing forward, VWAP is bullish, money flow is gaining strength, so we do look positive here. Watch for a break for the bullish side. Over on the 1 hour, we are breaking that yellow EMA. If this can continue on lower time frames, we will see that cascade into higher time frames, just like everything else. Stochastic is pushing up, RSI wants to push, momentum is trying to gain strength. That VWAP has lower highs though, so I would watch. If we break and get lower lows, momentum will weaken, money flow will pull back, and we would end up selling off. Over on Ankr for the daily, we do have a lower high on price, and we did pull back overall. We do see some indecision, so if we can follow with a strong green candle, we can push up, but right now we are trying to invalidate a rounding bottom possibility. Stochastic is pulling back, RSI is pulling back, VWAP is favoring bearish, momentum is pushing down, and money flow is starting to pull back. Over on the 4 hour, we are rejecting EMAs here as well. Stochastic is starting to break down. Watch if that blue can stay above orange. If it can, we could make a bounce, but we haven't really gained much momentum, and this could be a descending triangle, the inverse of that Bitcoin ascending triangle, which could push us lower and potentially break that 2338. VWAP is starting to hover around that neutral, momentum is pulling back, and money flow does want to weaken, so watch the lower time frames. Over on this 2 hour here, we are rejecting EMAs, so that's not good. We need to hold above them if we're going to continue to run up. Stochastic is pulling back, RSI is following. VWAP is about to break bearish with a weak high, so I would exercise caution as momentum will start to drop away and money flow could continue to weaken if that continues. Over on our 1 hour, stochastic is breaking down, RSI is starting to follow. Our VWAP does have lower lows and lower highs, pushing momentum and money flow lower. If this does not reverse soon, we will see those higher time frames start to continue to weaken and flip into the bearish territory, flip into the red, and then we will see further sell-off. Over on XRP for the daily, we did struggle with our EMA levels here as well. Stochastic does want to round, RSI is losing strength, VWAP is starting to favor bearish, watch if we reject that neutral. If we do, we will sell off. Money flow is bullish, but it's barely bullish, so I would watch that VWAP and momentum close. Again, if they reject, we likely would sell off. Over on our 4 hour here, we do have a little bit of consolidation. Could be making a rising triangle here. I would watch that rising triangle. Could try to break that 57 and push us forward. Stochastic is starting to round, VWAP is pulling back, momentum is rounding, money flow is starting to break to the red, but if that VWAP holds bullish, we could see money flow make a bounce and continue to strengthen depending on these lower time frames. Over on our 2 hour, we broke that 300 EMA. If we do not continue above it in the next couple of candles, it's likely the bears will gain control, making lower highs and potentially lower lows that could break us down. Our stochastic is starting to push down with orange above blue, RSI is pulling back, VWAP is breaking down, momentum is rounding as a result, and money flow is starting to flip into the red. Over on the 1 hour, we did reject that 300 EMA here as well. If we continue to reject this EMA band, we will see our band start to spread apart, and that will give the bears further control on lower time frames. Stochastic is pulling back, momentum is weakening, VWAP is favoring bearish, watch if it can reverse. If it does not reverse, that momentum likely will break that neutral, money flow will continue lower, and we would start to weaken those higher time frames. Last but not least, unless we have special requests, over on ALGO, we are starting to trade kind of sideways. I would exercise caution. This could create a bear flag to push us lower. Stochastic doesn't want to break down, RSI is starting to go flat, VWAP is breaking bearish, momentum is dropping, and that money flow does want to start to pull back, so I would exercise caution. Over on the 4 hour, stochastic is running up, RSI is pushing forward, VWAP is gaining strength, momentum's pushing forward, and money flow is bouncing. This does look positive. If lower time frames can stay bullish, we may continue forward. Over on the 2 hour, stochastic is pulling back, momentum wants to round, RSI is starting to pull back, that VWAP does want to push down, but we have higher lows with higher highs. This does give us a bullish trend. If we can stay above neutral, we will see price action push forward. However, if that VWAP were to break that neutral, I would watch for lower lows and lower highs and a rejection of that neutral. Over on the 1 hour, our momentum is hovering around the bullish territory, overbought area. VWAP is starting to struggle though. Watch for a lower low. If we get a lower low with that lower high, it's likely momentum would break down, money flow would break down, higher time frames would start to weaken, and then we could see that push to our 1032. However, if that VWAP does make a bounce and stay above this neutral, getting a higher low, and then following with a stronger high afterwards, we could retest that EMA and then break forward. Thank you for watching tonight's video. I hope you have a great night.